That carton in your fridge could be a salmonella risk. In January 2025, a major recall swept through 6 of Canada's most popular egg brands, affecting families coast to coast and exposing hidden dangers in everyday supermarket choices. Here are the 9 things you need to know. Number 9. No-name eggs reach into nearly every Canadian fridge, from coast to coast. As Loblaw's budget staple, no-name cartons were swept up in the January 2025 recall after salmonella was detected in eggs produced by Burnbrae Farms. Only specific lot codes are involved, from 8P01011145 to 8P01011800. So it's critical to check the ends of your carton and match them against the official CFIA recall list. The plain yellow packaging gives no hint of the farm or facility behind the eggs, leaving shoppers in the dark about where their food truly comes from. For millions of Canadians, the low price could mean a hidden risk. 8th place, Western family eggs present a serious concern for shoppers in British Columbia, Alberta, and Manitoba. Sold widely through Save-On Foods and other regional banners, these private label cartons were pulled from shelves after CFYA testing linked them to the same salmonella-contaminated batches produced at Burnbrae Farms. The recall targets lot codes stamped C4 2000 020 through C4 2000 600 020, numbers printed on the carton ends that can easily be overlooked in the rush of grocery shopping. While the Western family label projects a familiar local image, the eggs inside trace back to a high-volume industrial facility hundreds of kilometers away. For families in Western Canada, the risk is not just hidden in the supply chain, but potentially still sitting in home refrigerators if lot codes aren't checked against the official recall list. Number 7. IGA brand eggs stand out for shoppers across Quebec and Atlantic Canada, where bilingual packaging is the norm and regional trust runs deep. In January 2025, these familiar cartons joined the recall list after salmonella was detected in eggs supplied by Burnbrae Farms. The affected IGA eggs are marked with lot codes ending between 22010 and 22060, and they carry UPC 055742051193. Details are printed on the carton ends in both English and French. For Francophone families, the recall highlights how language and packaging can make it harder to spot at-risk eggs. While IGA's label suggests a local connection, the real source is a national supplier whose industrial processing links these eggs to a much wider network of contamination risk. Number 6. Golden Valley eggs draw shoppers in with images of rolling fields and classic barns. But the reality behind the carton tells a different story. In January 2025, Golden Valley became one of the premium-looking brands swept up in the salmonella recall, with affected lot codes ranging from C6 1350 095 to C6 1600 095 on UPC 055799103104. Despite the rustic packaging, these eggs came from the same industrial Burnbrae Farms facility linked to other recalled brands. The marketing promises a pastoral origin, yet the contamination risk is rooted in high-speed, centralized processing. For consumers, the lesson is clear. A farm-fresh look on the label does not guarantee safety inside the box. Number 5. Foremost eggs often fly under the radar. They are quietly stocked by independent grocers and multi-chain retailers across Canada. While not as widely recognized as some supermarket brands, Foremost was swept up in the January 2025 recall after salmonella was detected in eggs produced by Burnbrae Farms. The affected cartons carry lot codes such as BB 2025 MR01, including sequences from 8P01011145 to 8P01011800 and C61145 010 to C6 1800 010, stamped on the carton ends. Despite limited publicity, these eggs reached a broad market footprint, making it easy for shoppers to overlook the risk. The foremost label offers no clue that the eggs inside trace back to the same industrial supplier at the heart of the recall, highlighting how fragmented branding can leave critical safety information hidden in plain sight. Number 4. Compliments eggs carry the weight of trust for millions of shoppers at Sobeys, Safeway, and Thrifty Foods across Canada. Despite the premium look and reliable reputation, these cartons were swept into the January 2025 salmonella recall after testing traced contamination back to Burnbrae Farms. The recall targets large 12-pack and 18-pack cartons stamped with MR01 lot codes ranging from 01220 to 01280, numbers printed on the carton ends that can easily be missed. The compliments label offers no clue that these eggs share the same industrial source as budget brands, revealing how even the most familiar supermarket names can conceal hidden risks. For loyal customers, the message is clear. Always check your lot codes against the CFIA recall list, no matter how much you trust the brand. Number 3. Burnbrae Farms sits at the heart of Canada's egg recall crisis, controlling nearly 1/5 of the country's entire egg supply. In January 2025, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency traced contaminated eggs from 6 major brands: No Name, Western Family, IGA, Golden Valley, Foremost, and Compliments, back to Burnbrae's industrial facilities. With high-speed automated packing lines processing millions of eggs each day, a single positive environmental swab was all it took for salmonella to enter the system and ride unchecked through thousands of cartons destined for every corner of the country. The sheer scale of Burnbrae's operations means that one slip in sanitation or a single contaminated surface can rapidly multiply risk, turning a local issue into a nationwide emergency overnight. While smaller farms focus on flock-level testing and tight biosecurity, industrial plants like Burnbrae rely on conveyor belts, shared equipment, and relentless speed to meet supermarket demand. This is not the first time Burnbrae has faced scrutiny. Salmonella recalls linked to its facilities surfaced in 2018, 2020, and 2023, each time exposing the vulnerabilities of centralized, high-volume egg production. The January 2025 recall was triggered by a positive environmental test, not by reported illnesses, a sign that regulators acted quickly, but also a warning that the system's checks are only as strong as its weakest link. For Canadian families, the lesson is clear. When one company supplies so many brands under so many different labels, the consequences of a single contamination point are amplified across an entire nation's breakfast tables. Number 2. Salmonella is more than a recall headline. It is a real threat to Canadian households, especially when it slips through the cracks of industrial egg production. Symptoms often begin 6 hours to 6 days after eating contaminated eggs, and include fever, stomach cramps, diarrhea, sometimes nausea, and vomiting. For most healthy adults, it is an unpleasant few days. But for children under 5, pregnant women, seniors, and anyone with a weakened immune system, salmonella can lead to severe dehydration, hospitalization, or even life-threatening complications. Protection starts at home. Always check the lot codes printed on the ends of your egg cartons and compare them to the official CFIA recall list online. Do not rely on brand alone. If your carton matches a recalled lot, do not consume the eggs. Either return them to the store or throw them out. When cooking, use a food thermometer to ensure eggs reach at least 71 degrees Celsius. This is the temperature that destroys salmonella bacteria. Never eat raw or undercooked eggs, and always wash your hands, utensils, and kitchen surfaces after handling raw eggs to prevent cross-contamination. The risk may begin with a single contaminated batch, but the power to stop it rests with each household. Knowing the symptoms, understanding who is most vulnerable, and following these safety steps can turn a nationwide scare into a personal line of defense. And finally, in first place, safer egg options and the push for real transparency. For Canadian families determined to avoid another recall scare, 5 categories stand out. Local farmers markets offer direct access to eggs with farm names and locations printed right on the carton, making traceability immediate and personal. Regional producers, often family-run, go a step further by publishing recent inspection records and batch test results, providing a level of openness absent from industrial brands. Certified organic eggs, verified by third-party inspectors, must meet strict standards for flock health and facility sanitation. No major recalls have touched these brands through early 2026. Heritage breed operations, focused on bird welfare and small flock sizes, limit the scale of any potential contamination and often allow customers to visit or contact the farm directly. Pasture-raised certifications guarantee outdoor access, lower stocking densities, and typically more robust disease prevention, with brands frequently posting third-party lab results for salmonella and other pathogens. Across these alternatives, one fact stands out. None have been subject to a major national recall in the past year. As regulatory pressure grows, supporting supply chain transparency legislation, such as mandatory farm of origin labeling, becomes the next step for consumers who want to see real accountability. By choosing eggs from producers who value openness and safety, Canadians can turn a moment of crisis into lasting change for their breakfast tables and beyond. Across all 9 essentials, one pattern is clear. Industrial egg production concentrates risk, while labels hide the real source. In Canada, safety depends on transparency, not just brand names. The next recall won't warn you. Demand to know where your food truly comes from. Stay vigilant and protect your household.